Well, hello there, Facebook Friday. Welcome back. Welcome back Friday. I hope you have all had a really good week. I've had a pretty good one. It's been all over the state of Massachusetts, but I consider that a good run. And so we had a couple questions come in. Thank you so much for those who contributed. And I thought I'd address those first, and then we'll see what happens and wherever my head goes. One never knows, do we? So the first question, hi Maryberry, the first question that came in was about spirit guides. So the question was, can our animals be our spirit guides? No. So first of all, if you are interacting with someone or some being in this lifetime, they can't be your guide, because the premise, as to my knowing of what spirit guides are, is that committee, so to speak, that is your support network, and that is a being who is not physical. So it's also not your loved ones that you've known in this lifetime, so not a grandparent or partner or anything like that. The spirit guides are a crew that, when you're still in the soul level, you choose as your committee, as your helpers. So we have spirit guides for every avenue of our life. So business, there's relationship, health guides. So feel free to call on them. Heck, a parking guide can come in handy a lot of the time. So you can't ask more than they can help, but they can't help unless you ask. Does that make sense? We have to be the ones invoking choice for them to come into our lives and to help. Even though we signed up with them, it's not carte blanche from the spirit world where they get to affect and help. And one of the classes I teach, the Realms class, which is March 10th, don't quote me. Your dogs would be amazing guides, Mary. They're adorable. We'll just let them go through their process until they get in the next lifetime. Maybe they'll be a little bit more. Now, you can have spirit animals. And this is all stuff that I go into when I teach the Realms class in March. And part of the intention of that is to help people feel comfortable, safe in an environment when they're channeling, tapping into energy, and to know that I'm not going to let any riffraff in. And we actually go up through the realms to feel, are you in the angelic realm? Are you with your spirit guides? Are you in ascended masters? So you can have spirit animals, which I believe, much in the Native American shamanic tradition, I do believe in that. I believe in messages from the animal kingdom. It's brought me a lot of comfort over the years. And I do believe, though, that our animals choose us. So even when, especially when you're not planning on getting an animal and it shows up in your life, and you just learn so much from them if you're open. So they have a soul that is always progressing, and they're here to learn something as well. So I hope that answers the spirit guide question. One of the best ways to get to know your spirit guide is to actually sit down and be quiet. And that might be hard for some people, myself included. But if you take that space, and I always ask for white light first. I believe in keeping my energy field as strong and intact as possible. I don't believe in protection as far as energy goes. A lot of the times you'll hear you must surround yourself in white light for protection. And it might be splitting hairs, who knows. But I have always felt like if you or I ask for protection, I'm actually inviting in the junk that's there. And I have never run into anything that was unpleasant in the energy world, unless I was going looking for it. Somebody called me to clear a house, or somebody was messing with a Ouija board, which is exactly why I don't clear houses anymore, because I realized if I'm not seeing this anywhere else, that is not my forte. So if you would like to get to know your guides, you can either sign up for the class and I'll help you with that, or you can take that moment of quiet. They often communicate through a physical sense first, so it's very subtle. None of this energy work is, a billboard lit up telling you exactly what's in front of you. So you can get the messages, and I believe you can fine tune it to the point where it can be on demand. But when you're first feeling in and tapping into what we have around us, it's very subtle. And I think that there's a built-in mechanism to that if you really want to, you'll take the time to learn how to do it respectfully and with care to yourself, and definitely reverence to the spirit world. Now, we are all, in effect, we're in training to be spirit guides. So as we go through our many lifetimes and we learn what we can learn, I like to say, what's my message, and can I learn it by 8 o'clock tonight? Because I'm trying to, minimize a few human lifetimes and get to the part where I get to be a spirit guide. Let's pray for the people who choose me. So anyway, we are all in this process of expanding and learning as much as we can as souls integrating into a human body, so that we can then assist other souls that will be coming in. It's a lot of fun. I mean, to be honest, a lot of the times I have felt my spirit family to be my family of origin rather than my birth family. And that's nothing against my siblings or my parents or anything like that. It's just how I'm wired, and I feel comfortable in these beings that I've known for so many lifetimes. And some of them are characters, and I think they would have to be to work with me. And some of them are loving. That helps me work on that a little bit. And I feel like if we can allow ourselves to embrace those that truly do want the best for us, they don't have egos. So their whole intention is for us to do well. That doesn't mean that they approve of every little thing we do. They're not there as judges either. They're there to support. So for instance, when I'm developing a class, I will run it by my committee to see if it's something that people are wanting. I used to do the Friday night evenings, and you may have seen that they just fell off the wayside. Well, they did, because there was a feeling universally, at least in my universe, that was no longer needed, and that classes were more important, and that's where I could put my energy. So not to say it won't show up again, but I had a meeting with my business guide to say, am I off the mark? Is this something that I'm reading incorrectly, or is this accurate? And then the very next one I booked, no one called for a spot, and they were always booked months in advance. So I took that as my yes. So you can create a dialogue with your guides. We have angels, we have the ascended masters that are accessible to everyone. The only angel that you have that is yours in particular is your solar angel, or more popularly known as the guardian angel. And that's assigned to us, given to us from the minute we're a blink of light as a soul. So for most people watching this, that's going to be hundreds of lifetimes ago. So that energy does travel throughout every lifetime with you. So that's a little blip into, one more thing. So when I'm doing a session or a reading for someone, I am actually having a back and forth with your guides at the time. I go to the soul level to see what's cooking for you, what's in your best interest, not necessarily what looks like it'll line up on paper. And then I'll check in with the guides to see if there's something that you need to know that maybe it's not on your radar yet, but I'll bring it up. And I don't announce that that's where I'm getting it from, but I thought it might be fun to hear who I'm checking in with. Most importantly, first and foremost, always your soul, and then with your committee, to see how we can form a structure around you scaffolding, so to speak, support. Mary's asking, in the future, will some of your classes be offered during the week? Yes. The challenge for me right now is I'm currently running 4 coaching groups in addition to sessions and adding more classes. And then there's that whole write another book thing and, life. So they will show up probably not till the spring when some of the classes decide whether they want to move forward or not. That'll give me an idea of what openings I have. So Friday evenings will be showing up again as classes, not as the Sharon evening with Vicki, and then in all likelihood Wednesdays. So stay tuned. And having said that, so another question that came in was if I could describe the intuitive development group class a little bit better. I'm going to sneak and try. I don't know. So in this class, what we do is you come together as a group, different people signing up, coming in, and the first intro is like to the language of energy. And, because sometimes I realize I speak in my own language and people don't know what the heck I'm talking about. But because it's my everyday, I forget that. So we'll go through the basics of what is intuition, how do I tap in, how do I receive a message, just all those kind of things. There's some coaching behind it because I really believe that if we are willing to look at some belief systems or blocks, some people call them, just things that we bump into in our emotional centers, it clears the way for opening up your intuitive centers. It's very difficult, and I find those that develop their intuition and then go on to do readings who aren't doing their own work tend to give a more negative reading. So there is stuff that, I've had to look at someone and say, you need to get that checked out. Your life force energy does not look good. But there are ways to deliver that in a compassionate, truthful manner, at least truthful to what I'm picking up. So the intuitive development group allows you to do that incrementally, because the other thing is, if you go from class to class to modality to modality, you can fry your motherboard, and then you can become kind of the wingnut. So my intention is to take people through consciously at whatever level they're coming in at. And then the second class, because they run in duos, the second class is where we get hands-on, and I'll give you a felt, and you'll have your eyes closed, and you're going to tell me what color you believe it to be, or what you feel it, or intuit, or hear it, or claircognizantly bring through. Now, I really want to be clear in this that, listen, no prior training necessary. You would not believe how bad I am at that color game. So I've heard from people who take the first class that they get really nervous and they're afraid to do the second class. I'm not calling you up on stage. You work in a buddy system. It's very quiet and it's sweet. But bottom line, I can't read the way you read. I can't intuit the way you intuit. And I want to have everybody learning what their skills and abilities are, and then we can contribute to this amazing world that we have. And I'm not here to tell you what you're doing. I'm here to help you discover how you do it, okay? And we laugh, we have fun, and people amaze themselves. So if you're having a little bit of nervousness and that's holding you back because I've already described what the second classes are, please relax, chill out. It's the most accepting energy that I can possibly provide, and the feedback I get from the ones that are in their like 7th, 8th, 9th classes is just amazed that they had all of that inside them and they weren't using it before. So you don't have to hang out a shingle, you don't have to go into this work. However, that part of you wants to speak, it wants to come out. And I think the more we allow ourselves to listen to that, the more well-rounded and the more loving we can be. So that's the skinny on the intuitive development class. I feel like a lot of people right now are having a difficult time with grounding. And this is something we would cover in the class too, but I don't want you to have to take a class to hear this. It can be difficult in certain areas to be out in nature. We're actually warming up a little bit, so it's not so bad. But if we don't get our feet to the earth, would not suggest it right now in the Northeast, but if you don't get your feet to the earth, we lose that grounding element, that vital force that can come through being connected to the energy field that is our Earth and our solar system and out into the whole universe. So I wanted to give a couple suggestions here. So there are a few ways that you can help to ground your physical body and to feel more focused, energetic, and I believe that the more grounded we are, the higher we can connect. So it's vitally important to consider this physical body we have. So grounding is a method in which you either are in nature, you can plant, you can repot plants this time of year if that would feel, if that's something you like to do. You can work with clay, and that will help to ground natural fibers, wools, and things of that nature. You can take really deep breaths, full, get those ribs to expand and that diaphragm to do its job, pushing all the out of the lower lobes. Do that a couple times. People say they feel lightheaded, and it's because we breathe so much up here that you just don't allow the gunk to leave. Hey, chocolate is very grounding. The higher the cacao count, the better. I never know if I'm saying that right, but anyway, the higher the number, the better. The darker the chocolate, the better. Organic, fair trade, please. And so you can go that route as well. Exercising is an important part of grounding. And there's a very mental aspect that comes from moving your buns and from getting out of breath, or short of breath, not out of breath, and breaking a sweat and all of that. It cleanses, and besides the endorphins, it just moves all the energy out. So warn the person behind you on the treadmill, all right? There's a mat called an earthing mat that I have. Let's see if I can get it out. Right here. And I have one here at the office that's underneath my keyboard, typically. And I have one at home just by one of the chairs, depending on where I'm sitting. And you do skin to the mat, and it recreates and it helps to move inflammation out. It's very good in helping with pain release, focus for children. It's been known to really help with that attention deficit thing. You do have to plug the little thingy into a grounded outlet port, just that little circle that's usually the smiley face when you see an outlet as a face. I am impressed with this thing, and it does not cost a fortune. I think that impressed me more, because a lot of the times you hear about these things and the price tag tends to be huge. It runs about $50, $60. They run sales, but that's for two of them, not just one. So you may want to check into that and see if it's something that would be supportive for you or someone in your family. I'm impressed with it. I plan to have one at the chair when people come in and have them just put it across their lap to have their hands on it, because we miss that, and it's what makes us cranky. And we used to dig in the earth and be out there all the time, regardless of the weather. And we've become wimps. I'm included. If it's below 20 degrees, I am not hoofing it out there. It's just not happening. So something to consider if you're having difficulty focusing or finding direction in your own life. There are methods to help. Acupuncture works for me. That usually, although I feel like in the session I'm out flying, as soon as the session is over, I feel like I'm right back in my body and I'm good to go. So you may want to consider that. The next week coming up energetically, bear with me, this is just downloading now. The next week coming up energetically is one where we'll probably peak on Tuesday and then have a nice calm slide through Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, through Sunday. I have no clue why, and as usual, I have to get to a session, so I don't have time to really tap into it, but I'm downloading it, hearing it, so figured I'd offer it out to you. There's been enough shifts in the last year. Always are, let's face it, this is life. But it seems like we're coming into a calm space for a few weeks. So see if you can use some of this grounding and some of these suggestions to find your way into your own body, to be present, put down the technology. You can even put it down now and come back later if you want, but put it down and look around and connect to a tree and watch the silly animals that are still out there and loving the snow. And I really hope for you that calm week, and myself and everybody else involved. And if you have any questions, feel free to email, snail mail, smoke signal, send them somehow in. And Vision Board class still has 5 openings. So let me know if you'd like to do that to create your year. Thank you so much for all of you for tuning in, and I hope you got something out of this. So take care.